If the way your kid hit this spring or summer didn't look like this, launching balls out of the yard, barreling up, tough pitching consistently, then in this video, I want to show you exactly how we set up our weekly training blocks differently to build hitters who can do this kind of stuff. Because most people don't think deeply enough about how to actually schedule their training, and it's causing them to really miss out on performance. But before I go into that, hi, my name is Chet Womack. I'm a former Division I baseball player, and now I help athletes both locally and remotely build training programs that help them hit and throw the ever-loving shit out of the ball. And today, I'm going to be walking you through a real example where we're going to take a look at my son's actual training for this week that's leading up to a showcase. So you can see like the thought process for exactly how we design a power plan based on what season he's in, what movement gaps he might have, and how to stack his training days so each one builds on the last. So right now he's just finishing up his summer schedule. He's got a 2-week window to gear up for a showcase. So we've built a 6-day training plan that stacks skills, explosiveness, and strength workouts without burning him out. So here's what you need to understand first. 1, we don't just pick drills. We stack training blocks. And there are 3 types of blocks that we build with. Skill-based blocks like hitting, throwing, and defense. CNS blocks, central nervous system training blocks, where we're looking for explosive movement training like sprints and plyometrics. And muscle building blocks, where we're talking about heavy lifting and strength work. And we stack each of these in a certain order. Skill, then nervous system, then muscles. So let's take day 1 of this week, for example, where we start with a bat speed training workout because all skill-based work should go first while the nervous system is still fresh. Next, we go into his throwing workouts where on this day it's a moderate intent and we pair it with catcher transfer work where there'll be some throwing. Then after the throwing, we go into plyometric work. In this one, we're going to have a vertical focus and that acts as a primer for the top speed sprinting workout that we're going to do with him because top speed work is involved more with vertical pushing instead of horizontal, so that's why we've got that there. And then we will finish the day with a heavy leg lift because once the central nervous system and all of the skill work are done, now it's time to build up new muscles, which brings us to day 2, where we are going to run a adjustability focused hitting session using mixed machine pitches to help him really adjust between how do you hit a fastball and still adjust to a slider and that kind of stuff. But you'll notice that we didn't do an upper body lift the day before, so his upper body should still be fresh because what we've seen is that if his upper body is sore, he really does poorly on adjustability days. So that's why the upper body lift comes after his adjustability hitting routine. Then for throwing, because we know we're going to hit a heavy upper body day, we don't want to like overtax shoulders and arms, so he's going to have a recovery-based throwing day, catcher blocking and framing for defense, and then an upper body med ball plyo day for that nervous system of the upper body before we crush an upper body lift. So hopefully you're starting to see the thought process that's going into this, which brings us to day 3, which is very much intentionally lighter, where we focus on plane training. We're going to do ground ball work to maintain his infield versatility. Infield is his secondary position. That's why it goes on this day, and that's why we have less of them. Then we're going to hit a mobility-based lift where we're not trying to break him down. We're trying to just restore mobility to all the joints that have gotten sore over the last 2 days of lifting, so that the next day we're going to hit a full rest day. So he's got 2 days for his body to fully recover. So we come back to day 5 with another bat speed, another top speed sprint day, where we want his body ready to be back in tip-top shape, to be as explosive as possible, to repeat the cycle. So when I talk about stacking training blocks, that's what I mean. We're not just trying to get stronger. We're building skills first, then we're priming the nervous system to fire faster, and then we're hammering the muscles to get bigger and stronger. And we're doing it all while considering recovery windows and sequencing of how all this stuff fits together. And like I mentioned before, this is something we help people design for both local and remote training athletes. And if you are interested in having us help you design this stuff, whether you're local or remote, drop a comment with the word stack below and I will get back to you with more information on how we can help design a sequence and a series of training blocks for your athlete so they can start to reach their full potential too.